Paul Booth, North Melbourne Old Boys, 200th game today. The man on the right of screen never dropped in his career at North Old Boys. They're playing Old Brighton, and that is White. Plenty of air. Collison got a push, and the captain made sure of getting the result. He's on his half-back line, runs around White. He links with Tonkin. Now coming through is McTaggart. Pack of players on the wing, and will bounce the ball. Co-commentator today, special comments from the VAFA state coach is Nick Burke. Free kick here, Nick, to White.
Good afternoon, Brad. Yeah, White will take Brighton into attack. He's going wide over there, looking for Krisniak. Couldn't get the front position. Ball fall short. Is that Jackson already? No. Krisniak follows up. Does well, looking for someone here. Goes inboard. Both sides will be very keen to get the 4 points. Back to Krisniak.
Running through is, it looks like an Old Brighton shot at goal. It's well offline, and that player was McLaughlin, shooting wide. So on the smoke-free scoreboard, no score. We've gone a minute and a half. Old Brighton on top of the B grade ladder, having beaten every side now after coming off a strong victory over Mazenod last week by 62 points, the only side to have beaten Brighton. North Old Boys coming off a 1 point loss to Old Haileybury. Breeze to the right of screen. Hewitt punches away. McLaughlin was smart with the kick. Now this is Boyle, cross half back. Connolly shows some intelligence, or does he? Timms, is it, or is it Fitzgerald? Neither. I bet you it's Nickus. Get it right now. That's Williams. Running through, it's McTaggart. Jackson at the bottom of the pack. In there with Nickus, number 25. And have a ball up on the smoke free.
Well, I think about the combination of Paul Booth's 200 and going down by only a point last week. North Old Boys, I know, speaking to their president, Bruno Conti, will be very keen to get 4 points and get back into contention for that second chance come finals time.
Now, number 24 there on screen is Joe Barker, the brother of John Barker, who kicked 4 goals in Hawthorn's big win on Friday night. Took a spectacular mark as well. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Coming through quickly is Halpin, and the mark has been taken by O'Farrell. Into attack go the Knobs for the first time. Connolly in front, works it out wide. Brushing aside the tackle is Tonkin again, and it just half volleys for the behind.
We had Tonkin in the state squad last year, Brad. He's known for his pace. You can see when he's on camera, he's fairly short, stocky legs, but he's got a quick burst of speed over the first 10 metres. And you saw then he was very quick to swoop on the loose ball.
So North Old Boys playing here today for their spot in the final 4. And a free kick too high. And it's going North Old Boys' way. And that is, well, I was going to say it was Casbolt, I think it is. Well, the mark here has been taken by Sanders. And he'll go back and kick with the breeze. 1 point lead at the moment for North Old Boys.
Just seemed to catch his full-back off guard then. I don't know whether he was watching him or the ball, but he just got that 1 step in front. Good chance here for North to go 1 goal up.
So this is Sanders. Kicks now. And how's he gone? Just the behind. So they're 2 behinds. Brighton yet to score. 4 minutes on the All-Star Australia.
Williams went long that time to the far side. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. Old Brighton look like most of their players are going to that far side, and again he kicks wide.
And McLaughlin spots him up. That's the defensive side when the breeze is going to the right of screen.
Obviously a set play there. All their players were heading towards that direction, obviously under Dale Tapping's instructions.
Now Hewitt in front. And it was Barker, but this is Fitzgerald. Centre half forward. Well taken by White, or is it Perry? It's actually Perry. And he's one of the great surprise packages for Old Brighton this year. He's got pace, and he's a wonderful goal sneak. Now, I think Matthew Jackson's come straight in with his experience to take the free kick. There's a discussion between field and boundary umpires, and now the goal umpire, to see if it was out of bounds on the full. Long way from our commentary point, and it is out on the full. Now, Jackson's not one of the best kicks in B grade football.
Not a good kick from a set shot. Sometimes when he's close in, he's not bad, but what's going on here?
And they've reversed it, and the boundary umpire's running backwards, and he's not sure. I think, well, the boundary umpire's running that way. Surely it should be a Brighton kick, but it's going to be a free to the Knobs. Half back for them. Good mark, McLaughlin. He's been prevalent early. This is Timms. Used to play with Sandringham. And Bradley, 5 goals last week. And he was a big factor in their 1997 B-grade premiership. And Bradley has a chance to bring up his team's first goal. They trail by 2 points, 6 minutes in the first term.
Already Bradley exerting his influence. He's a big player. He's bigger than any of the North backmen down there. He could pose a real problem for them.
Now, there is a breeze into which Bradley is kicking. This for a 4-point lead. It's a wonderful strike of the ball, and that's Old Brighton's first goal, and North Old Boys are 2 behind. 6 minutes, first term.
Well, I guess the player that kicked it to Bradley, then McLaughlin, it was a bit of a risk going across the ground, especially when you're kicking into the breeze, but I think Bradley somehow had broken loose of his opponent who had the kick out. Just had that 2 or 3 yards ahead of him, and there was someone also there, I didn't quite pick up who it was, but did quite a good shepherd that allowed Bradley to take it on his chest. But it's obviously a good kick, Brad. I haven't seen a lot of it, but he's very strong behind that one.
He's one of the stars of their team. 4-point lead to Old Brighton. Awkward sort of bounce. McLaughlin again, got his hand on it. The ever-present, the omnipresent Jackson. White pushes out to Skeen. Back to White. This is where he can be good. Just outside the arc. Fitzgerald's taken the mark. And already the dominance of the Old Brighton team. They've only lost 1 game this year. And Fitzgerald's going to come up and bring up their second goal within 7 minutes in his first term. They already lead by 4 points.
Well, Jackson obviously getting the ball out of the centre is going to really hurt the opposition. I see Frank Donnell has got one of their better players, Dan Tonkin.
And here's the goal to Fitzgerald. It's his first goal. And they race out now to a 10-point lead on the smoke-free scoreboard.
Yeah, as I was saying, Tonkin's probably a good matchup for Jackson in terms of being hard and low at the ground. Whether or not Tonkin can match it with Jackson's stamina over the period of the game is going to be the big question. I don't think there's anyone in amateur football that can, so I don't know how long he'll be on him for, but if he is, he's certainly going to have to get his fair share of kicks himself to make up for it.
Smoke-free scores, North 2 points, Old Brighton 2 goals, 8 minutes on the All-Star Australia time clock. Hewitt in the ruck against Barker. Hewitt gets the tap, kicking it down into their forward line for the North. Sard overruns it. It's clean bowled about 4 or 5 players, and Barrow rushes it through. Does he, or Sard? Did he get a boot to it? No. It was rushed through for a behind. So North now 3 behinds, wasting their opportunities with this breeze.
It's good aggressive running by Sard then. Looked like he was out of the contest, but came back hard. Unlucky not to get his foot on that one.
And the captain in the two previous kick-ins went to the far side. Does it again. The defensive side of Elsternwick Park. Oh, strong mark. McLaughlin again. He's got to be nearly best on ground in the first 9 minutes. He's had about 4 possessions. To the centre. Bradley's well up from full forward there. This is Tonkin with some pace. Simon Lennox. Look, it's a lot of possessions across there. Nickus. Timms now. Goes down the line. Connolly was up high. Look at that for wonderful roving. Now this is Peary. Nearly brought down by Skeen. Centre half forward. Fitzgerald asked the question. Drum overran it. Over the ball is Phelan. Play on. Boyle. He comes off his line there to the centre wing. Wonderful punch away by Brighton. Fitzgerald takes it to the line, and it was Barrow who tapped it across to Fitzgerald. Superb teamwork here.
Very good. They're stringing it well along that far side into the wind. Well disciplined unit.
9-point lead to Brighton and they're kicking into the breeze. Joe Barker, you can hear the call there, but it's Nickus who gets it. Barker does the tackling. On the rise, and it comes out to Phelan. He was well tackled, wasn't he? By Boyle. Ton of strength, number 31.
Ball's a good player, although I like to see him closer to goal, Brad. He's very good, and that's what North need right now.
Sure do, with the breeze. Now Barker won the tap. Drum back today after bad injury, and Drum gets the free kick for too high.
Yeah, good quick movement of the play there over to Collison, the captain. He'll drive it on his left foot. Not a great kick, but...
Now we're at centre half forward. Running through the ball is Simon Gadsden. His brother Matthew is out today. Centre half forward. Falling over is O'Farrell. Jars out to a teammate. And a shot at goal comes from Tonkin. And Tonkin brings up his side's first goal on the smoke-free scoreboard. They're 1-3-9, trailing by 3 points. Brighton, 2 straight goals, 11 minutes into the first term.
Well, you saw the strength in Dan Tonkin's legs then. He was tackled, but he was able to break clear of the tackle and use that speed and acceleration we spoke of before to put North's first goal on the board. As I was saying, if you're going to play on Matthew Jackson, you've got to be prepared that you're going to give away a lot of kicks. You've got to make up for yourself on the other side of the ledger. So good running by Tonkin into the forward line.
A lot at stake here. North Old Boys, one of a number of teams after the 4th or 3rd place in the 4. This time, Hewitt wins it. Jackson, the quick kick, and falling back and taking it is Helpin. Waste no time. Centre half forward for Nobbs. Barrow, wonderful mark.
A good mark by Barrow. He had Lennox backing him up at the back there, as always.
Now, Krisniak, superb strength, good skills. Williams, part of their B-grade premiership side from 3 years ago, as was this man, Fitzgerald. He's out of bounds there. Well picked up by boundary umpire. And boundary umpire up here in the calling booth.
No, it certainly was out. And they're going to need him to step up today because without Matthew Dennis out there, each of those Brighton forwards has got to cover what is a huge loss for them.
Barker continues to the ruck work, but Hewitt wins it. Connolly, was he held? Play on. Comes out now. Skeen, first to it, along the ground. And McLaughlin, number 20 there, he's been sprightly.
Yeah, he's been in everything so far. We've only been going 12 minutes.
I wonder how his stamina will go. He looks to be a rather stocky fellow. 40 metres away from the Brighton goals. Barker against Bradley this time. Neither gets it. This is White. He has a snap and just comes around. Misses by a metre.
Yeah, good attempt by White, although I didn't think he should have been able to get the kick then. There was a North Old Boys player that led him through. Nonetheless, there's a few blonde heads out there for Brighton that's showing a bit at the moment.
Collison to start the play again. His side trails by 4 points. Quick hands, lovely hands by McTaggart. On the half volley, Jackson. That's White. McTaggart again. Centre of the ground. Oh, Patterson, what a mark.
Yeah, they're very strong across that half-back line, are Brighton. Patterson, Jackson, full of run, discipline, back each other up.
Bradley on the lead. No, I've gone too forward of myself there. Joe Barker. As I said, his brother John is the Hawthorn player. To his captain, Collison. They need a mark here, Nobbs, and they've got it from Sard. Play straight on. It's a superb kick for goal, and he has not let me down. That is a big kick. That's just about gone into the Elstonwick golf course, yet it's gone through for a goal. A fantastic kick by Sard, and that puts his side in front by 2 points.
Yeah, and he kicked it from the 45 as well, so it was a thumping kick by him. I've heard a little bit about this guy. He kicked 5 last week. That was smart play. The long kick came out of defence by Collison, and he anticipated it better than his opponent, worked him under the ball, just gave him a slight ease, and then sensed the fact that his opponent was off balance. And as we saw, just thumped it through the big sticks.
I reckon that kick must have gone 65, 70 metres.
I'd agree with that. That win's worth a bit. I'd say North need to put on about 3 or 4 more in this quarter if they're going to justify.
4-goal breeze then, Nick?
I would say 3 to 4 goals, yeah, easily.
So it's North leading by 2 points, halfway through the first term. Barker wins the tap. And this is Paul Booth, the 200 game player. Out wide, McTaggart tackled. White there at the bottom of the pack. Once again, McTaggart out wide, did well there. Curry jars it, McTaggart again. It was sure looking to go backwards. Eventually does so. Now, this is Halpin. And O'Farrell. Centre half forward for Nobbs. Oh, unopposed. Should have done better there. And that player was Sanders. And Lennox relieves. Out wide to Timms. Links to Patterson. And on the wing, out of bounds in the full. Couldn't spot up McLaughlin. And a rare error comes from the Brighton side. And this is Collison. Nice short pass to Bogles. One of the stars of Nobbs. Into the corridor. This time, Barker emulates his brother John Barker on Friday night. He took some spectacular grabs at Colonial Stadium. Well, Joe Barker, he's been doing all the ruck work. Let's see if he can finish it off with a super kick. His brother's a great kick, Nick.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was very reminiscent of his brother, the way he marked that. He looked very similar to the way John Barker takes a mark. Let's see if he can put it through.
Strikes it from 50 metres, and he's done it. And the Nobbs go to an 8-point lead at the 17-minute mark of the first term.
Well, it didn't come off the boot too well, but nonetheless he did kick through it, and therefore got the desired result. Good play by McTaggart over on that far wing just before. Picked up about 3 possessions in a short period of time. We had him in the state squad, Brad. He showed a bit when I saw North All Boys early in this year. We threw him in there. Didn't end up making the side, but nonetheless he's a good pickup for them. Down from the country, as are a lot of the North All Boys.
So Barker, full of confidence here. So he takes it out of the ruck. Tonkin, the quick kick. That's modern day football's best. And Lennox. Euro 2000. Sard, is it? Amor. Gets it over the line. Now, you mentioned about a lot of the players that didn't make the final state team. It's quite a big club. Every time we call a team, you've sacked somebody from the squad.
I'd like to give him a mention if I've sacked them. Still, there were 3 in there from Brighton.
Now, Joe Barker is dominating. Now, this is Paul Booth from 50. Straight into the tummy of Parnham.
Yeah, Parnham will come out this side to Krasniak, who's under the pump here. Tonkin pushes it away. Well done. Here's Perry. He just came on the ground. And he'll see it over the line, but he'll contest the ruck.
Now, Perry was away last week in Hong Kong on business. It's a tough reason not to make the team.
That's amateur football at its best, isn't it?
8-point lead there, you can see, to the Nobbs. And straight through, taking it off the pack is Casbolt. Boyle. It misses by a metre, misses everything by a metre. That's where you like to see Boyle play.
Exactly, I was going to say, he's very sharp around those goals. I remember back in the days when I played, he was a very sharp shooter, reminiscent of Luke Hawkins, the way he kicks the ball and his balance with it.
Throw in. Important piece of ruck work here. Perry does the defensive work. Sard out in the full, and that is a low percentage play from a teenager.
I would say that was very ambitious.
He's had the flu this week, has Sard.
A little bit of how to do going on.
Just off screen. But the players separate now as Lennox brings it back into play. Perry couldn't take the mark. Drum. Still Drum. Lacking a bit of match touch there, I'd say. His first game back after injury.
Perry now to contest the ruck. You need to clear. You need to get it out the back somehow to North from this position.
Now this is White, number 34, and taking it over the line is Phelan. Good game, Nick.
Yeah, good game at the moment. North's got an 8-point lead. Like I say, the clock is being chewed up right now. They need to get it over the back somehow.
Important moments with the breeze. Barker and Perry nullify each other. Now this is Vogel, smothered. Jackson, he's smothered as well. Casbolt, can he get it forward? He does. There was touch, so play on. Vogels again. Oh, wonderful work. Krasniak. They look good, don't they, Brighton? Drum. Say that, and he coughs it up. Helpin. Here's Jacko. Just anything to get it forward. McLaughlin again. And Bradley. But he kicks to nowhere. That's where he normally plays, Bradley, around that area. Boyle. Hoovers it. McLaughlin, when he's near, he's dangerous. McTaggart and Skeen. And just on the line, so that's in.
Yeah, well, Simon Lennox was the one to get it out there for Brighton. One of the things that impresses me most about him is his ability to form under pressure, and he always gets a target, never rushed.
Superb athlete too. Works out in the off nights down at the Brighton bars at the gym down there with Krzyzniak. Dale Tapping, the coach, gets down there. Brighton, hallmark of their game is their pace and athleticism. Perry up against Joe Barker. Perry should have been free kicked, but Jackson gets it. Look at that pace. Just good delivery to the zone. Curry tries to hold out his opponent, Hendra. Hendra goes inside, and Fitzgerald, I think, has got that. What a superb kick. What a snap by Fitzgerald. That's his second goal for the quarter.
Yeah, Jackson now starting to exert his influence on the play. After you saw him got that kick, it was probably off screen, but he was almost in the goal square when the ball went through. So the harder he runs, the better he gets. And Halpin was on him at that throw-in. I'm not sure whether the Rovers have changed. Tonkin now going into the middle, and he's already starting to look a little bit tired. So as I said, you really need a good endurance runner to stick with Jackson.
2-point lead to the Knobs at the 22-minute mark. Barker, he's beating Perry in the ruck, but it's that player Phelan, centre half forward, Skeen along the ground. Now Perry. He's got plenty of time. Connolly didn't come at him. Phelan well tackled by Paul Booth. Turns it over. Vogels. They need something here, Knobs. Barrow does well to work out his opponent. Sard, the snap is a superb kick. Touched though. Touched as he kicked it by Simon Gadsden. And so just the behind. And it now goes out to be a 3-point lead to Knobs.
It looks dangerous, Sard, already. If you can sort of get one out with a bit of space to run into, he's always going to give you a good chance. So they need to get the ball down to him quickly, especially with the wind.
Williams restarts play to the outer side again. Just about pulling him was Barrow. Hoovering it is Timms. Now, running through is Hendra. Phelan. Fitzgerald just a bit too much for that. Fitzgerald pushed off it by Curry. Curry gains 15 metres. Did a smart piece of play then.
It was good play by Curry. He kept his feet. He sweated Fitzgerald then. Didn't overrun the ball. Ended up getting a good result.
Brighton, 30 metres into attack. Let's see how Perry goes against Barker this time. Barker just gets a tap. White punches it forward. Curry, what a great kick down to his wing area. Krzyzniak, at least Phelan. Paul Booth. That's why he's played 200 games for his club. Boyle. There's a good chance here. He's a lovely kick. And it does a leg break, and it nearly broke back for the major. Just the behind.
Not sure where you've got ball playing, Brad. It looks to me like he might be half-back flank, drifting forward. But as I said before, I'd like to see him inside that 45.
North, 3-5-23. Old Brighton, 3-1-19. Nearly into time on, first term. Williams has been going to the far side. He comes to the near. Barrow, all air. Krzyzniak through it. Now, Hendry. Some good hands. Just a bit too hot for Jackson. Can he back up here, Hendra? Nope. And this is Tonkin taking it over the line.
It would appear that Halpin has got the task of tagging Jackson here. Perhaps with Tonkin going into the middle instead of him.
Perry against Barker. Barker wins that. Phelan just bumped off it. Krzyzniak going in hard. Krzyzniak, Phelan again. Now Krzyzniak and Phelan are there together. They've got similar hairstyles, haven't they? Even though I'm sure Phelan would love to be compared to Krzyzniak. He's got one of those golden Greek bodies. But
Krzyzniak's the one with the tan.
Barker, just pushes Phelan off. And from 55, kicks to the zone. And well read by Parnham.
Still alive.
Parnham from the goal square. Out of flank, Timms, Jackson. Now, where's his tag? Nowhere to be seen. They tag it. Can you just do enough here? Timms, Lennox, Barrow. Great system by old Brighton. And McLaughlin, no. Superb by Skeen. At least it's Lay to go back and put himself in there.
That was a terrific mark. It was a good build-up by Brighton. They needed someone to stand up, and terrific mark. Coming across the ground now.
Now, this is Curry. And Boyle, you're right, he's cross half back. Does a lovely mark in front of Fitzgerald.
A terrific mark by Boyle.
He's got some ability.
Going inboard.
And he spots up Casbolt, state under-19 player this year. Just too low for his Amor. Timms, centre half forward. White under it. Bradley out to Phelan. He's got a couple of options here. And it's Matthew Jackson, and he is just one incredible athlete.
It's always going to be a problem. Feel sorry for Halpin, who's got the job at this stage of tagging him. You simply can't keep up with him. I know it's state training, Brad, when we had all ground exercises and one-on-one. No one was putting up their hand to tag Matthew Jackson.
I thought you might have got one of your selectors, like Bruno Conti, to have a crack, the president of Knobs.
I think he would have lasted about 10 seconds, which is probably about 5 more than I would have.
Well, let's check the smoke-free scoreboard. North now trail by 2 points, and they're kicking with the wind. North 3-5-23. Old Brighton 4-1-25. 27 minutes on the All-Star Australia time clock. Perry in the ruck against Barker. They look like half a chance with Barker doing the ruck work. Oh, but straight to Fitzgerald. Into attack again, the Tunners. McLaughlin with strength, and Curry. Drum pushed off it. Second go there by McLaughlin. Now, this is Curry. Centre half forward area. Williams pushed out his opponent. Not paid. Sard just gets it over. And Perry pushes his opponent in the back. And that was Collins. But the umpire gave the benefit of the doubt to the top team.
I thought it was almost there the way Perry came in. Bit unruly.
Unlike him, he's normally highly skilled. He might be suffering jet lag after coming back from Hong Kong this week. Collins does the tap work. Can Paul Booth snapple it? He can. It's an awkward position. Away from Lennox. Taken here by Amor. It's messy. Brighton relieve. Oh, going to be a free kick to Casbolt, and it is. He's going to shoot from about just outside 55. He had to lay it off here, Nick.
Yeah, it's that awkward distance. He doesn't want to go too long and have it touched on the line. Looks like he's going to try it, though.
With the breeze, Casbolt needs a mark. The too many defenders, Simon Gadsden and Barrow, rush it through.
From that situation, it's the worst kick you can do. Really, you should have pulled the kick to the hot spot in front of the square. Having the ball just touched over the line, no good for anyone.
North Old Boys 3-6, Old Brighton 4-1, 28 minutes gone. Williams goes to the outer side, but only just. Casbolt, all air, but there's Paul Booth, the veteran. Now there's a bit of experience to the hot spot. Williams mopping up. Comes to the grandstand side. Fitzgerald. Well balanced. Skeen's on the mark. Just hold things up and work that clock down.
Yeah, there's nothing long for him to go to up the line, so he's doing the right thing, just waiting for something to create. Chew up the clock a little bit more.
His side leads by a point against the breeze. Now, that was Halpin doing the spalling. Skeen. Tonkin just couldn't take it. Lennox. McLaughlin. Well, he's good, McLaughlin. And Hendra. Should have taken that, Vogels. He's one of their highly skilled players. Well, that was nice, though. Boyle. Good start of game. Skeen, quickly. Vogels. Oh, well tackled by Krisniak. Play on. White. Phelan. Collison threw himself forward. Gets the free kick again. Has done that twice this quarter.
Yeah, it was a comedy of errors there, but I think brought about more so by the pressure that both sides are applying to each other.
And there's a 25-metre penalty. I think one of the old Brighton players might have questioned umpire L.B. Furley in his decision.
They'll be sporting a nice mop of blonde hair these days.
And Collison. Now towards the zone. Oh, Sard just couldn't hold it. Play on. Oh, it was awful there by McTaggart. It's a free kick. Too high was the tackle. And it's going to go to Barrow. But, gee, that Sard mark, I know it wasn't there technically, but I love to pay those wonderful efforts.
Terrific effort with a big pack with the ball coming down heavy behind the wind, looking into the sun.
You would have paid it too.
I think it deserved it. Here we go.
Awful here. Boyle. He must be playing on the ball, and he's boiling hot at the moment. He brings up North's 4th goal, and on quarter time on the smoke-free scoreboard, they're 4 goals, 6-30, leading Old Brighton by 5 points, 4-1-25. That's 10 shots to 5 this term.
Yeah, they've been inaccurate, but you can see then Luke Boyle, he's an opportunist. He's that sort of guy that can create something out of nothing, and he did exactly that. They needed one. They needed to be ahead, no matter whether the siren rings now and they're only a kick ahead. They needed to be ahead at quarter time with the win they've had.
Third playing first, Perry, and quarter time, just as Vogels was about to launch his side forward. Let's check the smoke-free quarter time scores. North Old Boys, 4 goals, 6-30. Old Brighton, 4 goals, 1-25. And even though the All-Star Australia time clock is now showing 9 seconds, I can tell you that quarter went 29.5 minutes. Second term, North Old Boys in the purple and white, leading by 5 points, but they're kicking into the breeze as Joe Buck hits the tap. Boyle, going to attack the Knobs and hit the first goal into the breeze. It'd be handy, and it's out of bounds.
I think if North Old Boys have majority of the ball, Brad, we'll see a lot of it over that far side. That's where the ball's being pushed. That's the best way to chew up the clock.
That's a nominated tactic here at Elsternwick Park when the breeze is going to the right of screen. And Ewart gets the tap out. Now that's McTaggart. Paul Booth to McTaggart. Oh, well handled, McTaggart. An awkward ball. Does the teamwork. Nearly took a it was O'Farrell. Need to hold those marks. Now this is Casbolt. Oh, perfect tackle by Perry. The one-arm tackle. You can't get better because you get the opportunity, yet you can't get rid of it by one hand.
A very good tackle, but disappointing after that good play by McTaggart to have O'Farrell put down a kick that was right in front of him.
Well, awkward. Collison was awkward, and that is Curry. And this is Barker. Centre half forward for Knobs, and again O'Farrell. It's awkward. Now this is where Perry is good. Lovely. Oh, wrap him up, and he shanks the kick. Krusniak. Oh, Booth. Well done, Booth. Paul Booth from 40 metres. I wish it had gone through for his 200th game. And it's gone out of bounds. 25 away from the Knobs goals.
They've opened up well, though, have North. They've gone into attack a couple of times here. They look like they've got a bit of a firing up from Frankton Isle at quarter time.
Their coach, well, the ball's being thrown in just a couple of metres away from the behind post. Perry against Barker, and quickly kicked by Halpin, but there is Patterson. Long kick, hoping for a mark to Phelan. Well spiked by the Knobbers. On the rise is Amor. McTaggart needs to deliver better than that. O'Farrell needed to get it first time. Casbolt says that's holding the ball, but umpire Love, is it? No, it's umpire Furley will bounce it.
Very crowded here. North Old Boys got to get that ball forward. It's only 2 kicks for Brighton to get it down to the goal square.
Ewart backhands to Jackson. Wherever the ball is near Jackson, you can expect Brighton to go forward. That was Krusniak with the raking hand pass. There's a hold, and it's, going to be to Phelan. No, at least it's White. In fact, that's Perry. Get it right, Brad.
Lovely.
And Bradley. What a spot. Perry's skills are superb. He was terrific last week against Mazenod. They were the second side on the table, still are. And they were cleaned up by 62 points by Brighton. And this man kicked 5 of the goals. 5 of Brighton's 19 goals. He's gone back nearly to the centre circle. He will shoot from about 50 metres. Big breeze behind him. Will he get it?
I don't think he'll have any problem with the distance. He was a thumping kick if that one into the wind had any indication.
Just gets over the centre square line. And it's an absolutely beautiful execution of the drop punt. And that is Bradley's second goal. He kicked one in the first term. And that puts his side in the lead by a point.
Looked like a set play. It looked like a Dale tapping classic there. Perry out on that far side. He knew exactly where Bradley was going to be leading to. With the wind, he didn't try to kick it too hard. He placed the ball, and beautifully in time, Bradley arrived and did his thing.
He's got a great name. Barker against Hewitt. Barker. And Tonkin at the bottom. And the umpire, at least Amor there, will bounce. Brighton on the smoke-free scoreboard. 5 goals, 1. Wonderful accuracy. North Old Boys, 4 goals, 6. McLaughlin, all air. That's White. Oh, Jackson. Isn't that just terrific?
Terrific play for a guy his size to jump up, not knowing what was coming with him. And I've seen him kick goals from this distance, Brad. He's not... Kicking isn't his strength, but this sort of shot, he seems to get most of the time.
This for a 7-point lead to the Tunners from 46 metres. And Jackson, he is chock full of confidence. And Brighton, they march on at the 5-minute mark to 6 goals, 1. North Old Boys, 4 goals, 6.
Well, he kicked 1 or 2 goals like that over in Adelaide this year with the stateside from a set position, 40 to 50 metres out. You would have thought it was beyond him, but they're the ones he seems to have no problem with. It's sometimes when he's 15, 20 metres out.
And going full pelt. He actually runs a bit too fast for his delivery of the ball to boot.
Exactly.
That was Jackson's second goal. And like Bradley, he has 1 in the first and now 1 in the second. I can feel a big wind coming on here. As Hewitt gets the tap. Drum into the centre. White jumps into him. Holding the ball. He's gone for that.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit rough. I mean, there were a couple of others early on in this quarter even that I thought could have been paid if that was.
White, centre half forward, Bradley. Oh, standing firm, Curry. How much courage does that take?
That takes a lot of courage when you've got a guy like Bradley of his size coming behind you.
I've actually called Curry there. It should be Vogels. Both stocky, highly skilled players. Vogels. And he spots up Amor. Kicks it through to Collison. And lovely take by Simon Gadsden. Out of side. Krzyzniak makes good space. Quite comfortable in this grade, the B grade for Krzyzniak. Bradley, that's superb teamwork.
Yeah, very good pass again, and Bradley's not a bad bet from here with as Perry comes off in the ruck, being replaced by Barrow. I think if you play Old Brighton, Brad, you got to kick more goals than them, and whilst Luke Boyle is doing some good work around the centre for them, I think they've got to have him inside the 45 and be kicking goals themselves, even if it is kicking into a wind.
This for a 13-point lead. Bradley has missed it, but you can see the quality of a full 40 years. He can lead, take the overhead mark, and a superb strike of the ball. North Old Boys 4-6-30, trailing by 8 points. Old Brighton 6-2-38.
Captain Collison picking up the ball there on your screens. I think he was going to go short to Halpin, but he's a bit undecided here. I would have thought he'd go to the far side. Umpire giving him the hurry up now. Here he goes.
Got the zone defence. And Amor. No, it's not. It's Curry. Takes a wonderful mark. Wonderfully judged. He had no one to kick it to. Paul Booth runs up for the next line. Chased by Nickus on the left of screen. But Curry had to play for touch.
Wasn't bad play in the end. It was a terrific mark by Curry. Got it moving quickly up the line, which you've got to do at Elsternwick Park.
Hewitt is going to have Drum come in against him. Hewitt unopposed. McLaughlin. Now this is Peary, just out of bounds. Now these look alike. Aren't Peary and White? Look, they're virtually twins.
Very similar.
And the ball is 60 metres out from the Tunners' goals. They hold an 8-point lead. Oh, Jackson, a wonderful interception. And Jackson nearly pulls off the perfect hurt. for an opponent. That would have made them pay. Only behind. And is that where his kicking were illustrated?
That's the one he misses. That's the one where he lets himself down more than anyone else. That was superb play to intercept that. But should have drilled it.
Short pass comes off to O'Farrell. Playing down back this term. Was up forward in the first term. Now running through here is Drum. Can he work it to the boundary line? He does. Tim's on his hammer. Smoke-free scores. Old Brighton 6-3-39. North Old Boys 4-6-30. We've gone 9 minutes into the second term.
They just need to hang on here and work the ball up the lines, do North Old Boys. If they can, bring the game into a scramble.
Now Hewitt down to his belly button. Scheme. Gets it to Barker. Centre half forward. Barrow. Casbolt. Barrow over it. Now, what we get? Well, I think Barrow might have been over it then. I think O'Farrell had every right to ask the question. He's down back forward. He's now back forward. Doesn't make sense, does it? He's now gone back to the forward area.
They've done well though, North. They worked the ball up from a set play, got it into their 45. They're a chance if they can get it up to Luke Boyle, who's near the square there.
Barker against Hewitt. Oh, Krusniak smart. Jackson the awkward ball. Isn't he superb? He's already my best for the day. He hasn't even gone up into the 15-minute mark yet of the second term. Out the back was Halpin. And this is Casbolt. Blind hand pass. Comes off to Halpin again. Now McTaggart. And it's going to be given a throw. The throw?
It was a throw. He was unlucky. He had nothing up forward. He had to take on the guy because otherwise the ball would have been smothered.
Hewitt, the new ruckman for Old Brighton this year. Over the back was Skeen. He did the spiking work. Collison. He spots up Paul Booth. Needed to go on then. Had a few options. McTaggart. Squares it. Looking for the mark. Sard. Well spoilt by Gadsden. Jackson worked off it for once. Lennox to Timms. Gee, Brighton, they know where each other is. White. Still play on Paul Booth. Bottom of the pack as he hurt himself. Krusniak. Umpires letting it go. McTaggart. Casbolt. Paul Booth. Who can he spot? A teammate, Tonkin. Well, it was rather relaxed after all that hard work.
It was a good play by North. They won a lot of the hard ball down low then. They must capitalise, though, from this position.
Sanders gave a lead. Oh, it's over the neck, yes. It's going to be a free kick to O'Farrell. He did catch it. He did cop a high knock. I think it was Barrow interfering. While it wasn't deliberate, it was awkward.
Umpire nonetheless paid the mark, but I'm sure he would have paid the free kick otherwise.
O'Farrell, he's been promising to deliver some brilliance in this match. His side could do with a goal right now. And the difference is now just 3 points. That's O'Farrell's first goal.
That's exactly what they needed. It looked to me like Old Brighton had gone to sleep in the last couple of moments. Good work by McTaggart and Tonkin doing well with a big punch, that one-hand mark. And who was it down back before? Collison with a terrific punch that stopped Old Brighton's run. Just kicking into the wind on Elstwick Park, Brad, you can't bring the ball in too soon. If you bring the ball in too soon, it can be one kick and the opposition is in a position to kick a goal.
3-point lead to the Tunners. Barker doing his best in the ruck. Foxing for the free at the bottom is Nickus. And we're going to have another bounce. Smoke-free scores. North Old Boys 5-6-36. Old Brighton 6-3-39. Nearly halfway through the second term. Umpire Furley just looks over to his right shoulder. Awkward bounce. Barker should have got a hand on that. Second attempt. Running through McTaggart. Gets it to Tonkin. Oh, should have held that one. But does well to recover. Does Sanders. Casbolt, standing start. And Trimboli does well to... No, it's not. It's actually Saar does well to just make sure it gets through. And that puts North Old Boys, who are kicking into the breeze, we think it's a 4-goal breeze, in front by 3 points.
Well, I think we've put that one down to Dan Tonkin out of the centre, Brad. That was terrific, explosive, the pace from him. And that's his signature play. And we saw it then on your screens. He was hot when he had the ball, but he put on a burst of speed and left his opposition in his wake.
3-point lead to the Knobs. Out of the centre. Did you get that? Tonkin again. Out of the centre. Booth coming into the match. Oh, Drum. He's just lacking a bit of match touch here. Out to Skeen and Drum again. Jackson's near it, so old Brighton will get it. Through Nickus. Outstretched arms for Bradley. Now this is Peary. High to Fitzgerald territory. Now, was that a free kick? The Brighton people think that Curry interfered.
I thought it was a terrific spoil, actually.
I thought it was a great spoil.
Yeah.
I'm pleased to see that umpires give the defender some latitude, but they don't want to go too far. 3-point lead to North.
Yeah, they're right back in it now. Right back in it. Playing much better, winning the hard ball.
What we thought was a 4-goal breeze to the right of screen isn't proving to be so. Barker just couldn't take it. Bradley. Now this is White. Backwards to Krisniak from 45. Chris has got it.
It's exactly what North didn't need there, Brad. Brighton got a lot of dangerous players inside that 45 of those set plays. Jackson, Krisniak, White, as you saw. And whilst the ball's spilling loose and goes into that centre corridor, all it takes is for one of those players to get the ball onto his boot like a vacuum.
What
Bang,
about
goes through.
Drum, number 44? He's coming back. He's on screen now. Does he look to you to like some match touch?
Yeah, I didn't think the hit from Booth was a great one. It was behind him. Although, you know, a player in good touch probably would have taken it.
Brighton back in the lead by 3 points. That's the 4th change of score of this match. And Ewart just gets it, just outside the arms, but Lennox can hoover it. And this is this player, Hendra. He overran it then. Collison, the captain. Peary does well. White, still White. Trimboli gets him, and that's holding the ball.
Umpires playing the advantage here, and off goes Helpin.
Does well, quick thinking, bit too much hang time. Oh, lovely mark to Barker. Didn't he use his weight well?
He's been playing very well. Quickly off to McTaggart onto his left foot, but I think Lennox, no, is going to let...
It's going to O'Neill here, Nick. And that was unfortunate. They had a bit of momentum then.
Yeah, McTaggart a right footer. When you're kicking into the wind, you've got to get onto your kicking foot to drive it long.
Special comments by Nick Burke. Krisniak should have taken that. Casbolt, can he make him pay? Barker is always trying so hard. McTaggart off the one step, coughs it up, and the mark is taken by Phelan. Out of sight of Elston Park. On the burst is Jackson. Not as prevalent this term.
Got a bit quiet. I think he's having a rest down in that forward pocket, but that's a terrific hit by him to Bradley on the burst.
That's just fantastic. He is just displaying some of the best football by an individual in a match that I've seen in 3 years of covering amateur footy. Bradley from 65 metres with the breeze. Look at that. Touched by Curry, is it? It was right on the line. Didn't Curry get up high?
Thought a few of the Brighton boys there might have put on a shepherd instead of clapping it when it was about 30 metres away from goal. But
isn't shepherding illegal?
Well, standing their ground, rather.
Thank you, State Coach. North Old Boys 6-6-42, trading by 4 points to Brighton 7-4, 46. McTaggart.
He's come into it.
Bradley does well. That should have been paid. It's not. It's play on. Amor. Williams in the pack there. Booth. Now Tonkin. They're building up something here, North. This is a great contest. Out wide, Casbolt from 50 metres. What a delightful strike. What a superb goal.
Again, we saw the pace of Tonkin breaking up the play, and Paul Booth on that far side's coming into it. They're playing through him. He's got plenty of room to lead into. He's smart, not overly quick, but he's just reading, anticipating the play. That's what they've got to do. Just run the ball up that far side, bring it in. Forwards in Farrell and Sade, give him half a chance, and they're delivering. Good to see.
So Casbolt, that's his first goal for the match. Smoke-free scores. North Old Boys 7-6, 48. They're back in the lead. Old Brighton 7-4, 46. We've gone 18 minutes, second term. Peary misses it. Jackson, half kick. Fitzgerald, great experience. Goes back through play. Bradley, oh, nearly took it. Good second effort. Gee, strong. Nickus, what a fantastic smother by Halpin. Lovely. McTaggart again, having a birthday across half-back in this term. And Vogels takes the mark.
Yeah, good play by McTaggart, as I said. Vogel's coming inboard here to Halpin again. That was a lovely smother he did before.
Does that hurt?
No, I think it was just on his hands.
Now this is Collison, the captain. Centre half forward. No options here. Casbolt on the rise. Boyle. And Drum is over the ball. It's could be holding the ball.
I'm sure there's people probably watching this telecast saying Nick Burke wouldn't know because he never made a smother.
Yeah. So North Old Boys by 2 points. You're not meant to do that, Nick. You're not meant to make me laugh that much. Of course, you've got a couple of famous brothers too who played a fair bit of football. You played for Marcelin though, didn't you?
Marcelin and Zabs.
And Zabs. Jackson. And that's McLaughlin, not as high profile this term. Peary. Oh, well taken by Skeen. The turnover. Awkward kick. Williams. What a captain's mark that was.
Good mark by Williams. He should look to switch here, break the game up. He's looking for something. There's nothing on. He's going to go short in the middle here.
And Nickus takes the mark. Wide to Krzyzniak. Wonderful vision. Needs it to sit. Kriza does. Good second effort by Krzyzniak. The tackler was Halpin. Bradley with strength. This could be a goal to Krzyzniak. And maybe we should give 3 of those points to Bradley. And for the 7th time in the game, we've got a change in the lead. And it's Old Brighton by 4 points.
Yeah, terrific play. It all started with that strong mark by Williams on half back. And wisely, rather than just going back down the line, he looked for a switch. It was in the middle and away they went.
Krzyzniak. I've seen him dominate in B grade. But does his pace let him down in A grade?
I think he runs up and down on the spot a little bit. I think what lets him down more than anything is perhaps his disposal. He's super fit, super enthusiastic, but delivery can sometimes let him down a tad.
4-point lead to the Tunners. 20 minutes, second term. Perry, fantastic spike. Now, this is Halpin. They need a mark here, Nobbs. And there it comes from Sard. Oh, what a take. What a player. What a great game.
Maybe we can call him the Bruno Conti of the year 2000. He's in everything.
Just for some of the viewers who didn't see Bruno, one of the great names of amateur football, he was a spectacular mark.
Terrific player.
Now Sard already has 1 goal in the first term. This to put his side back in front. He's normally a wonderful kick, but the wind pulls it and he misses by 2 metres.
Old Brighton have brought on new player here in Stewart, who's gone to the forward pocket.
Williams. Timms. Breaks the line. And Gadsden. Just behind the wing. Centre half forward. Bradley, nearly. Bradley, great second effort. What wonderful skills from 65. Bradley. That deserves a goal. Misses by a metre. And Brighton go on to a 4-point lead. And can you believe we've had 7 changes in the lead?
It's a very good game. That was terrific work from Bradley. Of a guy his size to have a second effort like that.
Now, you can see the smoke-free scoreboard there. 7-7-49 North. Old Brighton 8-5-53. All-star time clock 22 minutes.
North hanging in well here. They've played well into the win. They've got about 10 more minutes to play. They've just got to hang in there.
So, Collison goes for the percentage option. McTaggart. How much of a difficulty is it coming in against a side that's lost just 1 game for the year? Boyle.
They're doing well here. They're keeping possession, although this is fraught with danger.
Collison, half volley, Connolly, Skeen. That's that new man Stewart. Play on. Jackson at the bottom of the pack. Boyle there as well. And Stewart, the man with the... Is that a shaved head? Or nearly shaved?
So number 2, I think. I think if you're going to squish like North did, something's got to be on. And it was a 50-50. I think they're better off just going up the line, playing through Booth.
Awkward bounce. Boyle gets a tap out. Vogels. Nickus. Hoovers it. Nickus from 44 was always going to be difficult. And he brings up just the behind. North 7-7-49. Old Brighton 8-6-54. 23 minutes gone on the All-Star Australia time clock.
It's a dangerous 8 or so minutes here for North. They've, as I've said before, played well, really put in this quarter. 8 minutes to go. They need to fight out. They need to break clear of the Brighton zone, which is fairly disciplined at the moment.
Flooding their forward line, Brighton. Boyle, one of the team leaders at the knobs.
It's a lovely
and
kick.
Booth, that's hit him on the chest. And McTaggart, nearly their best, from one side of the wing to the other. Awkward bounce. Skeen on the rise, at least that's Lay. Oh, coming in hard is Nickers, playing on the ball this term. A lot of players, free kick, and it goes to Brighton.
At least they work the ball up, Brad. I mean, that was good play by them. They've got it all the way up. Now Brighton, if they're going to score, have got to take it back down.
Lennox will restart play 40 metres behind the centre. And the chip to Phelan puts him 30 metres behind. Brighton haven't